Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today. It is your boy Peezy, and today what we've got for you guys is yet another episode of PEEZtalks, a series, if you don't know, in which we talk about something that's actually something relevant that's going on in the world. You know, whether it be science, news, technology, that sort of thing. Anything interesting or that I think you guys might find interesting. But before we get into that, this is obviously a Call of Duty video. So I'm going to talk about the gameplay for a little bit. This is a domination map on Detroit. I think I ended up going like 56 and 9 or 52 and 9. What was it? 52 and 9. That's right. I had, not as many caps and defends, but I had a good team. I was able to rely on them for most of that, so I was just able to run around and get some kills. So it's pretty good gameplay. I'm pretty proud of it. So please do enjoy it while we talk about today's subject. So as you can see, I am using the ASM1, the Speakeasy edition. So this isn't anything really that special, but it is what it is. I am also using, as you can see, my kill streaks are the bombing run, the assault drone with, of course, UI and rockets, and a defender, or maybe it's an aggressor warbird. I can't remember actually, but it's one of the two, one of the AI warbirds. So without further ado, guys, let's get into today's topic. As you may have guessed from, the title of the video and the thumbnail, whatever, if you're not as quick on the clue pickups as maybe some others, today's topic is about the Confederate flag. It's a big topic in today's news ever since the shooting that happened in South Carolina. If you don't know about it, or if you're not from the U.S., I'll let you know. There was a church shooting in Charleston, South Carolina. A guy went into a church, he killed a bunch of people, just started shooting, like halfway through the service, and essentially it was an African American church, predominantly, and he killed these people and said, "You are raping our women and taking over the country." So, when he was found, he had all kinds of Confederate flag propaganda and, white supremacist stuff, so that's where this is coming from. Now, since this event, South Carolina, where the event happened, like I said, they were flying the Confederate flag over their state capitol building. And since then, that has been taken down. Other states have started to follow suit. Stores like Walmart, I think Target, I can't remember off the top of my head which one specifically, but definitely Walmart. They're beginning to pull, sales for the Confederate flag off of the shelves. So all this merchandise, this propaganda, that sort of thing, they're starting to pull them off of the shelves. And as a result, it's resulted in a huge uproar kind of thing. It's in the news a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people talking about it, a lot of political stuff, talking heads, all that kind of stuff. Because obviously people see it as an infringement of their rights, their beliefs, their pride. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. So first things first, obviously, we're going to explore both sides of the argument, just I guess to play devil's advocate, and then I'll give you guys a little history on the Confederate flag, so you know where we're coming from, and hopefully you guys can make your own decisions based on the information I'm going to give to you guys. So let's get started. So like I said, a lot of people are feeling oppressed by the taking down of the flag, the pulling of it from the shelves. They're saying, this is our Southern pride, this is how we show our Southern pride, this is how we grew up, this is our heritage, this is respect to our ancestors. And that's basically what people are saying. They're saying, these famous rappers, these people of influence who are African American, they're wearing the thing, they're sporting the Confederate flag. And so, that makes it okay. It's not ignorant, it's not racist, it's not whatever. So let me say before I move on that ignorance does not equate to correctness. I'll leave you with that for now, and we'll get into some of the other stuff. In an attempt to remedy some of this ignorance, like I said, I'm going to give you guys some of the history on the Confederate flag. So a lot of people think that it was, the battle standard for the Confederate Army in the southern states after the secession in the Civil War. That's actually not true. I thought the same thing. It's actually not true. It was the battle flag for the Northern Virginian Army, which was, a regiment in and of itself. But after the war is when it really became sort of a symbol for the Southern secession, the Southern states. of the Civil War. So it doesn't really signify, you know, the South as a whole, or at least it didn't at the time. After the Civil War, however, it was, you know, generally adopted to honor those who had fallen in the war, you know, to honor their ancestors and kind of a remembrance sort of thing. Which, you know, despite the fact that the Civil War, the secession rather, of the southern states was based on an economy that was entirely revolved around the oppression and slavery of another people, the remembering of, you know, dead family members who were lost in battle is honorable. I'll give them that. Unfortunately, however, in the century and, you know, a good chunk of change since then, it's been used, it's been adopted for multiple things that are not so, let's say, savory. To give a couple examples, you know, mid to late 1940s to, let's say, 1970s, 80s, even today, some could argue, were a really rough time for civil rights. You know, we all know that. Maybe not if you're not American, but you probably do. So, you know, for example, 1948, it was adopted by some conservative parties in, you know, straight in-your-face defiance to President Truman's power to enforce civil rights in the South. So, right there's a red flag, literally. 1950, again, adopted by Georgia to protest desegregating, public schools. Again, this is signifying racism in and of itself. As for South Carolina, why it was flying over the state building there, I wasn't able to find any real concrete, solid evidence either way. But what I was able to find was one of two different reasons. One, in 1961, you know, it was raised to honor the commencement of some sort of civil rights reenactment celebration sort of thing, and it was simply never taken down. That seems like a little bit of a stretch to me, but again, I couldn't find any solid proof either way. The second reason is, again, like I said, that time was a really rough time for civil rights in general. For, you know, a lot of race war going on, a lot of battles and resistance to the enforcement of these desegregation and civil rights laws. So right there, you have, you know, let's say 2.5 examples of how the flag has been adopted for, you know, not so good reasons. It's not Southern pride, it's not, you know, heritage, it's literally just hate and discrimination and the perpetuation of an oppressive force on a people as a whole. So not only is this is official adoptions of this thing, but again, there are white supremacist groups, different groups of the KKK that have adopted this as their, you know, their official colors, and these groups are founded on white supremacy and oppression of not only blacks but every other race as well. So it's, you know, just give you something to think about. Now, I've also heard argue that, you know, it's red, white, and blue. That's the colors of our own flag, our own American pride. It's got stars for the 13 original colonies. It's just colors and a piece of fabric. Okay, I'll give you that argument. But something I've been thinking about, like, if you're gonna give me that argument, then also accept the fact that the cross is nothing more than two perpendicular sticks nailed and banded together. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You gotta pick one or the other. You can't give me that kind of excuse. So I don't think I necessarily need to tell you what my stance is. Obviously, I've never been comfortable with the Confederate flag. You know, I see a big truck, a big lifted, dirty truck has been mudding, hauling a Confederate flag out the back or plastered on the back on our window. I get a little uncomfortable. You know, I think these people are ignorant. They don't understand what it means. They think it's Southern pride, whatever, man. But I'm honestly glad that these steps are finally being taken. You know, as I've talked about in some of my other videos, civil rights and human rights and, you know, discrimination, the perpetuation of said discrimination, these things are really important to me. They're really big issues for me. So if you guys have seen any of my other videos, you know this. So please take a moment just to think about this. If you're on one side or the other, please go back over the facts, get yourselves educated before you actually make a decision. And, you know, that's really all we're here for. These episodes are really here just for that, to get you guys educated, to get you thinking about these things. So I hope that you did enjoy this little thing. If you do, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll take either side. Just please keep it respectful. I guess other than that, guys, that's all I really have. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. It really does help the channel grow, help me stay motivated. If you do, welcome to Team Inc, guys, and thank you for making me part of your day.